welcome back to my channel. My name is Peyton. So today, I'm celebrating the fact that I hit 10,000 subscribers. Oh, hi Yumi. Come on, Yumi wanted to say hi. I'm celebrating the fact that I hit 10,000 subscribers. That's freaking crazy. There's that many people, there's that many of you. Excuse you. There's that many of you that want to listen to me gab about books, and that's awesome. I'm so glad you all are here. So I reached out to you all on Instagram and on the post page of YouTube with some questions for me to get to know me a little better. If you had questions about me that you're curious about books, my life, tattoos, movies, anything, and y'all gave me some good ones. So we're gonna answer some of these questions here. I'm also gonna be joined by some guests. I think that'll be really fun for you all. But a little about me. I'll start off before I see Moosey. I'll start off with a little bit about me. So yeah, my name's Peyton. I've had this channel for a year and a half. Posted my very first video, I think in November of 2023. I like cringe looking back at that because I felt so awkward and uncomfortable talking to the camera. You just kind of just get over it and do more of it, and I have. I still don't think I'm amazing at this, but I feel like I'm getting better at just being myself and talking to you all like you're sitting across from me. I am 34 years old. I'm a Sagittarius. I am a designer by day. I do love my job. I love the people I work with. Working in the corporate environment that I do is very exhausting. This has been a really great creative outlet for me. I'm really into movies, especially horror movies, and reading books, obviously. My other hobbies include painting, this big one right here. I knit a lot, draw and illustrate. I have a few different sketchbooks floating around. Like, I like making stuff. So I consider myself a really creative person. I'm originally from Virginia, if you didn't know. I've been in Minnesota it'll be 6 years in October. That's crazy. I met my husband here. I bought my house here. I love living here. And yeah, that's like, oh, Yumi, good God. I have a kitten, if you didn't know, who likes to, oh God, don't show everyone that. I have a kitten who likes to make herself known. This is Yumi. This is one of our pets. This is Rosie, my precious baby bean. This is her brother, Mac. Very good boy. Here, look. You want to say hi to everyone? He's deaf. He is my sweet, sweet baby boy. I rescued him. Okay, I rescued him because nobody wanted him. My mom rescued Rosie, and when my senior dog passed a couple years ago, we realized he really needed another dog in the house as like someone to just help him not be so nervous. And my mom let us take Rosie. So now they are together. They're brother and sister. They play a lot and they are very sweet, but they are very particular little creatures. They both have their quirks, but we love them. And my precious, precious baby boy, this is Moose. He was my first kitty that I ever had, and he is very attached to me, like most big orange boys are to their owner. But he is my #1 baby boy. He is 7. Yumi's almost 1 year, and Mac and Rosie are 4. And then we also have a turtle. I'm not gonna bring her in here because she is kind of a bitch, but this is Toph. I inherited her with from Luke, so she's our turtle now. That's our little family. And Luke is going to join. Luke, do you want to get another chair? Can you grab another chair? Are you ready?
You want me to come in? Oh, well. One of us needs to change.
You did this on purpose. Sit down.
No, I don't think I did.
Sit down. Oh, I need to move it because Luke
I chose a tall chair. You sit low.
Luke is a little bit taller than me. You pick him up. Mac is very attached to Luke, and Rosie is very attached to me. Come here, Rosie. This is our life usually. Mm-hmm. I did get quite a few questions about me and Luke, so we're gonna answer those.
Ew, what did Peyton's posse ask?
Yumi, can you not? I got two to three questions about how did we meet. I'm not from here. Obviously, Luke is born and bred here. I met Luke on Bumble. That's how we met. I'll put his profile. Yumi. Now that our problem child is out, Luke and me met on Bumble. I'll put his picture right here of what his The first photo I saw of Luke, he was dressed, it was a Halloween costume, he was dressed as Loki, and he had two of his friends' cats in his hand, he's laughing maniacally, and I was like, he looks like a fun dude. And I went through the rest of his pictures. I was like, oh, he's really cute. And so swiped. And then we matched. And then we started talking a little bit. We went on our first date.
You thought it didn't go well.
I didn't think it went well. And honestly, at that point, I'd had so many bad experiences with dating in Minneapolis that after Luke, if that date didn't go well, I was going to give up. Yeah, I didn't think he liked me. But then we asked...
I did.
We had a second date. It was lovely. We went to go see Christmas lights, and then we went to a cocktail lounge, and we talked for like 2 hours. It was great.
And Peyton ran away before I could kiss her.
I am really bad at the first move. I'm terrible at I'm terrible at accepting a first move, if that makes sense. So, Mac, Luke, stop.
What?
It's so gross. So Luke was walking in my car, and the awkward person that I am, and I could tell, like, oh, he's probably gonna kiss me. And I was like, thanks so much, bye, and got in my car and left.
So I thought the second date hadn't gone well.
Yeah, and so I was like, I'm really sorry. I'm really awkward and bad at the first move.
You're not bad at the first move. You're bad at accepting the first move.
Yeah, sorry. And so, like, we had another date. We had brunch, and then that went great. He kissed me. When he walked me to my car. And I was like, ooh, that felt different. I got in my car and turned my car on, and my Spotify connected, and the first song that came up was Mystery of Love by Sufjan Stevens. And I called my mom, and I was like, that felt different. And then it was the week of Christmas, and I went to Tennessee for a week. With dating, like, you never know, like, we might fall out of touch or whatever. It was just like, yeah, it sucks, like, we have this connection, but I have to go away for a week. But we ended up texting, like, every single day. And it was so easy and nice, and we just texted. Like, he didn't call me or anything, we just texted, and it was lovely. And I saw him as soon as I got back, and the rest is history. And we kept hanging out, and Mac fell in love with Luke. So I guess I had to keep him around. But yeah, that's how we met. We've been married for a little bit over a year now. That was a whole nother, his proposal was like a whole nother thing.
Yeah, 15 months now?
Yeah, so we both live here in our little house with our fur family. And yeah, that's how we met. Don't give up hope, because I almost did. And I met the love of my life. Alright, you are dismissed.
Was that it?
That was the rest.
There was one question?
I don't think there's any more about you.
You said you had quite a few.
How did you and your partner meet? Oh, sorry, this is one. In what ways are you and your husband similar or different? I think Luke is way more outgoing than I am. Like, he's more, like, definitely, like, more of, like, a hang out with people, like, energized by that. What are you doing, Rosie? Oh my god, stop it!
Peyton doesn't like the puppies kissing her as much.
No, I do. It's just sometimes it's a lot. Luke lets them, like, hit the inside of his nose. Luke is way more outgoing than I am, like, more of, like, he gets energized by people. Hanging out in big groups of people, I'm the opposite. I get really drained from hanging out with big groups of people, and I feel like I kind of have to be performative, if that makes sense. Like, I get really drained by it.
I think you wear your emotions on your sleeve more.
Yes. I'm a tender heart.
Yep. I know there's other stuff.
Luke is a vegetarian.
Yep.
I am not. I eat literally anything. I'll eat anything.
I think you stay creatively engaged almost much more consistently than I do.
Yeah, Luke.
I'll go through periods where I need to really cool off, whereas it seems like if you go like a week without doing something creative, you start to go a little
haywire.
Crazy, yeah.
Yeah. Luke does a lot of acting on the side, like a lot of theater and commercial film work, and he gets energized by that. That's like my biggest fear, is like being in front of people and like performative. So he's more at ease in that environment, whereas like I like being by myself, being creative. Painting, drawing, reading, knitting, like I like doing that very solo. But I think I'm more shy about my creative pursuits than Luke is. I guess more guarded, because I just like, I worry a lot if I'm good enough. Luke is like, I'm awesome. I'm pretty great. You're more confident in your creative aspects than I am, I would say.
You should be more confident.
Yeah.
I have unearned confidence. You have a lack of confidence in spite of your many accomplishments and achievements.
Yeah. I'm a Sagittarius. Luke is a Pisces. Luke doesn't care about any of that stuff, but like I think I'm the good and the bad parts of a Sagittarius. Luke is all the good parts of a Pisces, for sure. Whatever. I don't know if that you even care, but I think it's sweet. I read more than Luke. hands down. Like, Luke listens to more audiobooks, which is reading for sure. And you read more nonfiction. Like,
it's all nonfiction.
Yeah, where I am like very picky and about my nonfiction, and if it's not an engaging presented to me in a certain way, I don't like it. And then we are very different about how we consume media besides books. We watch movies completely differently. I'm more about like the experience, and like I get caught up in like, look at his face. I get caught up in like the acting and the music and the whole package and like just how it makes me feel. Luke is very critical. I'm critical, but I think Luke is very nitpicky critical about movies. I will come out of a movie like, that was awesome, I love it. And Luke will be like, I hated it.
I just have high standards.
I don't think that's it.
I think I just have higher standards and am less willing to turn my brain off while watching a movie.
I love turning my brain off. Yeah, we consume media very differently. Music, movies, books, TV. I'm always down to watch something dark and f***ed up. Luke's like, how about a comedy? How about a romantic comedy? Oh wait, better. How about a silent film? And I'm just like, ugh. It's not that I don't appreciate them. It's just like that's normally I'm not in the mood to watch it. Like romance, comedies, lighthearted movies. I like them. They're just not my number one.
You rewatch more than I do.
Yes, I love rewatching like my comfort films, whether or not that's horror or something different. Like, I do rewatch my favorite shows. Golden Girls is like a main staple for my mental health. I've rewatched every season multiple times, and like there's a lot of movies I love to rewatch. I don't know if there's any more for you.
No.
Books are your... Like, this is your question.
Yeah, I want to hear the answer to this.
Luke said, books or your husband, which would you choose? Depends on the book.
Come on, Mac.
That was the last question for Luke. Love you. Thank you. Alright, let's see. I had quite a few questions. Let me fix this because Luke's not in here anymore. I got quite a few questions about running. How did you get into running? Any tips for someone interested in starting running? Last summer, I was walking everywhere. Like, I had a goal of 10,000 steps every single day. I did that pretty much all summer into fall. October, November, I got really inspired by seeing on TikTok and Instagram, like all the people running the Chicago and New York Marathon. And I was like, I want to do that. I think I can do that. Like, I've been strength training in the gym for like years now. I don't know why I got hit with like a thunderbolt of like, I have to do this. I have to do this now or I'm never gonna do it. And I signed up for a 5K. I signed up for the Turkey Trot in Minneapolis. That was the first step. And then I did Couch to 5K, which I think I just looked online about a running plan. It was a Runner's World. I'll put it right here. This is what it looked like. I mean, there's tons. I just picked one. And it started off really slow. Like, it was a lot of interval. Run for 1 minute, walk for 3 minutes. Run for 5 minutes, walk for 2 minutes. And it would go up every week to, it was like run for 15 minutes, walk 1 minute. That was like at the end of it. And then the 5K, I was hooked. I got hooked immediately. My biggest piece of advice, start slow. You're not in competition with anyone but yourself. So, and you're gonna get injured that way too. Like, I started off super slow. I haven't run consistently in over a decade. So I didn't have those muscles or those feelings or like the, I guess, endurance built up, even though I had been strength training for 2 years, which does help. But just start slow. Who cares if you don't run a 6-minute mile? I don't care. I run like a 12 to 13 minute mile and I'm happy with it and I enjoy myself and I'm not dying. Am I trying to up my pace going into the marathon because I have a goal? Yes, but I started off so slow. And that's my biggest piece of advice. Just start super slow, get a great pair of shoes, go to a shoe store and get fitted, like an actual running store, and get fitted for shoes. They're gonna be your best friend. They're gonna be the biggest reason you don't get injured and get blisters or just in pain while running. And I still get pain. I'm not gonna lie, I get shin splints like you wouldn't believe, but I'm working on it. Yeah, my marathon training block starts at the end of the month. And if you'd love to donate, I'm running for a live rescue. It's a link in my bio. I would really appreciate the donation. I'm still quite a ways off from hitting the goal that I need to hit by October. What is one horror book you think is overrated and one that is underrated? That is underrated, one that is overrated. Oh, I think Incidents Around the House by Josh Malerman is so overrated. I think that book is such a snooze and not executed well at all, and that pains me to say because I really like Josh Malerman, but nah, that didn't work. Underrated. I would say Grey Dog by Elliot Gish is really underrated. The Silent Companions is super underrated. I'm trying to think of like my favorites that I don't see a lot. Between Two Fires, but that's mainly, I'm seeing it more and more, like people are reading it more this year, I've noticed, but like if you haven't, highly recommend. It's so freaking good. I'm trying to think of another one that I don't love. Like I liked We Used to Live Here. I didn't love it. I think it's overrated a little bit, but that's just because it wasn't my kind of horror. I can see why people like it, but it wasn't my kind of horror. What are your 3 favorite horror authors? Ooh. Currently, Nat Cassidy. I've read a lot of his books. David Sodergren. I've read a lot of his books and really love. I do enjoy Stephen King. I really do. Like, not to like cop out, but those are the 3 authors that I've read the most of their horror. And also Stephen Graham Jones is definitely like upping his standing for me in terms of horror authors. I haven't read a ton of his catalog to say definitively if he's a favorite, but I do really enjoy his storytelling. So yeah, I would say those. Where do you buy your clothes? They are always on point. Oh, thank you. I've had a lot of this stuff for a long time, and I've just kind of been experimenting on how to wear it or outfit it. Like, I normally am just in t-shirts and jeans. That's what I like to wear. But I've been wearing a lot more button-ups or like blouses. All my sweaters are either thrifted or I made them. Okay, sorry, I had to change the battery. Clothes. I thrift. I borrow a lot of loose clothes. I've done Nuuly before, and I've bought some stuff from Nuuly, from my Nuuly subscription. I do that kind of on and off. I don't do it all the time. Target, Old Navy, I don't know. I have some Abercrombie stuff. Like, if I like something and it fits how I want it to, I'll buy it. Like, I wear a lot of loose clothing. I'm really tall, and I don't know, I just feel more comfortable in looser clothes. I used to only wear like black, white, and gray, and I've kind of expanded to wear more color, and that's been really fun. But I don't know, I experiment a lot. I don't have one place I buy all my clothes. It's more like I have a collection of stuff I've gathered over the years, and I'm just kind of figuring out how to outfit it differently. I don't like to spend a lot of money on clothes. I want to learn how to mend and keep things longer, or like buy stuff that I feel like will last longer. So I'm trying that this year too, and just cut back on that. The main things I've been buying recently for clothing is just like running stuff, running tights, shorts, bras, because I didn't have a lot of that stuff. So that's mainly what I've been spending my money on. Ooh, this is a great question. Which horror movie made you realize that you love horror? Oh my gosh. The earliest memories I have are watching like OG Monster Fest on AMC before it just got really stupid. Or AMC became the Walking Dead network, pretty much. OG Monster Fest was like my favorite thing ever. Like the original like Dracula, or like the Hammer style Dracula movies I really liked. The Edgar Allan Poe's with Vincent Price, still a massive Vincent Price fan. I think the earliest memory I have of being really affected by horror was I was really young. I think I was like maybe 9 or 10 or 11, something like that. Was watching Friday the 13th. Unedited, like not edited for TV. I rented it. My dad let me rent it. And I watched it and I was like, oh my god. The scene with Kevin Bacon and the arrow coming through his neck. I was like I'd never seen anything like that before. The Ring, I remember watching at a very young age, or when it came out, I guess. How old was I when that came out? 11 or 12 when that came out. The Blair Witch Project really affected me. I saw that at a younger age too. I thought it was real for the longest freaking time. I thought the Blair Witch Project was real. I'm not afraid to admit that. As a child, I really thought that was real. It had happened. Like, this was the last known footage of these people. The marketing was stellar for that movie. But yeah, I feel like I've always really liked being scared. I really always liked darker stuff. I'm gonna do a separate video. You've seen those like Instagram posts of like, or TikTok, like where my lore started. I think I'm gonna do a video that's like horror, where my horror lore started, and kind of pick apart like where it started in my life and like what really affected me. Because I love this question and I would like to dig a little bit deeper. Are you an introvert or an extrovert? I think I talked about this when Luke was here. I toe the line between introvert and extrovert. I feel like I get really tired by big groups of people and like talking a lot, and like I get really anxious in big crowds. Like, I don't like concerts that much, and I don't like crowded spaces. And yeah, I like my me time, and I like being alone. Like, obviously, like I go out with my friends every now and then, but I don't know. I like being in my house with my pets, with my things. I honestly think COVID ruined me. I feel like I was a lot more extroverted. I don't know if I've talked about this on the channel, but I got a job here and I moved here from Seattle. I was working in Seattle. I was miserable. That's a whole nother story. I moved here in October of 2019. I was here a few months before lockdown in a state where I knew no one, I had no friends, I had no family nearby, and lockdown happened. It was just me, Moose, and at the time my senior dog, Sophie, who passed away a few years ago, in this tiny ass apartment because I just moved here and didn't know where to live, and I was in this really tiny apartment that was really dark, and months of that I think did me in, like, which it was also good because I turned 30 also that year too. So I feel like it was a lot of being alone and like loving myself and loving my hobbies and like not being shy about it, and I don't know, being more expressive of stuff that I've always loved, and not, I don't know, I feel like in a lot of like my 20s was like I kind of tamped that stuff down, sadly, because of the places I worked. I felt like I couldn't be as like talk about what I liked without, I don't know. It sounds so dumb now, like thinking about it, because I'm so open and expressive about what I like and what I like to do now, but I think COVID played a big part in that, unfortunately. Me being more introverted, but I'm not mad about it. I have close friends and family and an amazing partner, and that's happiness for me. And I'm content with that life, with the life I have. And me being introverted, I think it doesn't, sometimes it does, but overall it doesn't. I don't know. How do you organize your journal things, stickers, markers, notebooks, papers, etc.? I am the most organized person you will probably meet. I basically keep all my journal stuff in this little bagoo bag. Like, it has all my pens and highlighters and my star stickers that I got these on Etsy from, I'll put it right here, at Alicia Marks It. She's an Etsy shop, so I'll link it down below too, but I use these for my book journal. And I have like washi tapes and scissors and book tabs for like the book I'm reading. I do have a craft card because somebody asked a question about a home tour, but I'm going to clean it all, like tidy up a little bit. I live in a very, really small house, and I bought this house when I was single. It was just me and my pets, and then I met Luke and he moved in, and he's another tall person. So this space, I think we need to move. I think we just need more space. That's something for future Peyton to worry about. Favorite horror subgenre? That's a good one. I don't know. I really like psychological horror. I like grief horror, slasher, gothic, supernatural, vampire, like witchy stuff. I'm not really into, I guess I'm talking about movies and films. Like, there's things that work for me really well in film, like found footage, that I don't think necessarily translates well into a novel. Like, that bothers me. Like, I didn't really like, I know a lot of people like this movie, like Horror Movie, is that what it's called? Paul Tremblay. I really didn't like that. I don't know, it didn't work for me. It was like really distracting. How it was done. But then another option is like Last Days by Adam Neville, which I think worked so well with like found footage folk horror. That's another author I do really like. I hated his new release, but I've loved his other books. Body horror I really like. Psychological, body horror, grief horror, slasher, gothic. What top of my head like stick out to me? I don't know. I just love horror. What can I tell you? Favorite directors. Hands down, Martin Scorsese has my heart. I love that man. Goodfellas is like my top 3 favorite movies. I've seen that movie over 100 times. That was eye-opening for me. Like, there are only a handful of movies that I consider perfect, and Goodfellas is one of them. So Martin Scorsese, big fan. The Coen brothers, the brothers together making movies, not them separately. Them together, like Fargo is one of my favorite movies. The Big Lebowski. Oh my god, what's it called? Their first one was Frances McDormand. Blood Simple? Yeah, that's great. I'm really loving Ari Aster. I love Jordan Peele. Rose Glass, I really like a lot. Greta Gerwig. I've not seen Sinners yet, but I do love Ryan Coogler. I know, don't yell at me. I'm going to go see Sinners, I promise. I feel like I'm missing like some important ones. Denis Villeneuve, I really like. I've loved a lot of his movies. Arrival is one of my favorite movies, so I love Denis Villeneuve. That's all I can think of off the top of my head that are like stand out as like favorites to me. What is your next vacation destination? I don't know. I would love to go back to Japan. This time last year I was in Japan for our honeymoon, and that was life-changing. If you've never been, I couldn't recommend it enough. It was amazing. But I would love to go to Europe. I haven't been to Canada. It's like right there. Never been to Canada. I don't know, we might do a road trip to like a national park soon, but we haven't booked anything or planned anything yet. Just the state of the world and like traveling makes me a little nervous, but maybe someday. But I would love to go to Europe. Ireland, London, Copenhagen, Denmark. I would love to go there. What is your favorite drink and snack while reading? I am constantly drinking water, like from this giant thing. Or I have coffee. I love an Olipop. Snacks? I don't know. I love popcorn. I love smart food popcorn. I have a giant sweet tooth. Like cookies, cake, candy, peanut butter. Anything with peanut butter. I'm sold. I don't care what. I'll eat it. I love peanut butter. What's your favorite horror subgenres? What themes do you think need to be explored more? Themes do I think need to be explored more? I don't know. I think one that freaks me out the most, maybe I'm wrong, or maybe I haven't read books that explored it enough, is like the fear of the afterlife or deeper fears about death in the afterlife. Like that is so freaky to me. Maybe because I'm scared of it, that's why I haven't sought it out, but like maybe obsession, or I don't know, there's so many dark themes that I feel like horror's already touched on. I'm trying to think of one that is missing, or maybe I have an experience, like the afterlife, like not so much taking place in the afterlife, but like the fear of it, and have a story centered around that. I could be wrong. Maybe I haven't read one like that. If you have a good recommendation for that, put it down below. I'm just blanking right now. Sorry. Is there something about you that people tend to make an incorrect assumption about? I think the one that upsets me the most is people think I'm mean. Is people think I'm bitchy or snobby. Literally the only thing I'm snobby about is movies. That one kind of hurts, is like I'm mean or cruel or I look mean. I've heard that one before, or I've heard that I'm like, oh, I thought you were like a snob. It's like, or the one those hurt me the most, or I'm stupid, or I don't know, I've like fielded YouTube comments about stupid thoughts or how I talk. And that stings, but it's also, I know it's not true. So it doesn't bother me that much, but yeah, I think people thinking I'm mean, because I'm not. I'm really not. I'm like goofy, silly. I love laughing. I like making people laugh. That's the one I think of off the top of my head. Do you have an assumption of me? No, I don't want to know. I almost said put it down below. It's like, no, I don't think I want to know. Where did you get your big comfy reading chair? I'm assuming you're talking about the one in there. My moon chair. I actually got that on Wayfair, and I had to order the cushion and the frame separately. So keep that in mind if you order from Wayfair. I thought they came together. They don't. Alright, now I'm gonna go to my YouTube comment. Oh my god. Sorry y'all, my coffee's wearing off. Can we get a tour of your house? Just by seeing your office area and living room, I love your house. Thank you. I'm a very tiny craftsman bungalow. I'm gonna insert footage right here because I'm not gonna do it right now. The house is a little messy, so I will insert footage here. Hey MTV, welcome to my crib. Okay, alright. I'm going to give you a little tour of the house. It's gonna be really short because I have a small house, but you all asked to see it, so I'll show you around. This is what you all usually see, is my office / foyer, which I love it. I love my little cozy nook. I have all the windows there, my plants get a lot of light, and it's like my cozy creative corner that is kind of being overrun by books. So, yep, I have my desk where I work, and I usually have something on in the background. My little craft cart. I have a bunch of highlighters. Got all my pencils, my markers, more markers, some painting doodads and like post-its. This has all my stickers and washi tape. This is a lot of stuff for annotating. Junk. These are all my paints that I put in here, and I think this is from Christmas, like craft stuff. I'm reorganizing some bookshelves right now, so there's a lot of books on the floor. My little plant area, and some paintings I have from different artists. This artist is Sabine. I will tag them all down below. This is Natalie Anderson, who did this Princess Mononoke print. My friend Zoe did this little Kiki. I did this big gal. These are all Lee Ellickson postcards. And this was a little crocheted flower crown my friend Magda made me for my engagement party. And my big plant right there. My bookshelves. Here are all translate fiction and some classics. These are all classics / 1001 books to read before you die. Some of my doodads. This is mainly lit fic. More lit fic. It goes into horror at the bottom. Sorry, should have gone down. These are fantasy. More fantasy. More fantasy, and there's romance behind that stack. And Berserk, and some memoirs, nonfiction. That is my foyer, and then we go through the double doors into my living room. It's my moon chair. Moose was just sitting there. Moose was just in there. There's Yumi in her little... She loves this little bed. Rosie. Yes, I know there's a big gap there. I have artwork to fill it. I'm just lazy. That's like the main takeaway from this house tour is I'm just lazy. More plants. Coffee table. Walking pad. There's Moose. Table. Entertainment area. I actually built this little area. I built this when I first moved into the house. I love my 4-foot tall Invasion of the Body Snatchers poster. This is the bookshelf I reference a lot. It has all my favorites on it. A lot of my favorites. And then just my hats. Some artwork. That's my wedding bouquet. That actually, we use it as a closet, but it goes up to the upper level, which is completely unfinished. Moosey. This is basically Moose's table. We hardly ever eat here unless we have company. The built-in buffet with my duck heirloom. That was a wedding present. Hello, beautiful. Hello, beautiful. More plants. The kitchen is through here. That's my lovely kitchen. We actually just got a new stove. Then this is the hallway. This is the bedroom. It's a mess. I'm not gonna show it to you. Bathroom. My little bathroom. My little pothos used to cover all over the shower, but someone, I'm not gonna name names, knocked over my pothos and this was all I could salvage. So it's slowly growing back. And then this is Luke's office. If you didn't know, my husband is a ginormous Godzilla fan. So he has all these awesome posters. And I got him this for his birthday. More posters. And this is where Toph lives. And there's Toph. Toffee! Toph! Lady. She's like, fuck you. I'm gonna go out. But yeah, there is a basement. There is a basement around the corner. But it is unfinished, and it's a hot mess, and we need to take care of it this summer. But that's my house tour, my lovely little house. Yeah, I love it. I don't know. It's small, but it's my house, and I love it. Sorry I don't have like the clean beige influencer house that I'm sure you all are used to. Sorry, not sorry. How do you find the books that you read? Your recommendations are so good, and do you use an app to train for your marathon? How do I find the books that I read? Word of mouth, Goodreads, or if an author has a release coming out that I've previously really liked, I'll go out on that. I don't know, like, I think how anyone finds books they read, they just read a premise and it speaks to them and they want to keep reading. Yeah, I'm drawn to like weirder, darker stories. Big surprise, I know. So that's normally what I gravitate towards, but I've been really wanting to read more fantasy and science fiction besides horror, so that's something too. How did you find your tattoo style, and does horror influence them? Great question. Horror does not influence my tattoos. I actually don't have one horror tattoo because I can't figure out what I want. I have so many ideas, but there's nothing that I'm like, oh yeah, that's the one that I want to be my horror tattoo. My artist is amazing. I will do a tattoo tour separately. My style, I would say, since I've moved here and had one artist, it's more like newer traditional or neo-traditional. I've always loved traditional style. Tattoos I always have. I really don't like, this is me personally, I don't want it on my body, but I don't like hyper realistic tattoos or like those micro tattoos. I mean, this is the smallest tattoo I have on my wrist. I think as I've gotten older, I've definitely taken more time with ideas because when I was younger, because the very first tattoo, I'm not going to tell you what it is or show you, but I'm getting it removed. Because I was 18, I was like, yeah, I want that, and it was on my spine. That's all I'm going to say, it was on my spine. Yeah, that one I gave like little to no thought. And the rest I definitely have, and I love them. That's the tattoo I'm getting removed is because I don't like it, and it was a bad decision. But I've never felt that way about any of my other tattoos. So insert tattoo tour here. Tattoo tour, tattoo tour. Tattoo tour, tattoo tour. Okay, let's start with upper body. You guys normally see this one. It's my wrist tattoo. It's a wave with an arrow. This one is very personal to me. I'm not going to go into it because I may cry, and I'm just not going to go into it. And I have my gauntlet with a rose. Here, let's see. You can see it better. It's my pride and joy. I love medieval type stuff. Like, I love books set in medieval times and fantasy, and I'm just like always really drawn to it, like armor and knights and swords and battles, and I don't know, I'm just a sucker for that. I have my book tattoo. Lex the book. I got this last year. My second to most recent tattoo. Then I have this, oh Yumi, hi honey. I have this flower, which is mainly just filler between these two tattoos. I have the Fibonacci sequence with the wave, the famous painting, mainly because I love water and I love nature and how much you can find the sequence in nature, something like that. I don't know, I was young. And I have my tiger on the back, which is honestly one of my favorites. I love this so much. She did a spectacular job. Am I missing any? No. The rest are on my lower body. On both my thighs, I have anchors with some funky fun flowers. These were hands down the most painful tattoos. I almost passed out getting them. They were brutal. Then I have these guys. Then I have this. This is inverted, so if you flip it upside down, it's one face, and if you flip it the other way, it's another face. My big wolf tattoo, which goes up the whole side of my calf, and my little heart. It's like, same girl, same. I have cherry bomb. That was probably my fastest tattoo that I've gotten. And I have a little calico. I got, oh my god, I'm gonna fall over. I got this tattoo. It's Calico Cat in Japan. And this is my most recent tattoo, which you saw me get. I think I got it in a vlog like in November. My Lady Knight. I love her. I love her. I love her. That's all my tattoos. If you don't like them, I don't want to hear about it. Back to the video. I'm new to your channel. I'm loving the videos I've watched so far. What is your fave horror series and movies? And what is your fave horror trope in books? Can you believe we are halfway to Halloween? I can't believe it. I'm so excited. My favorite horror series and movies. I love Nightmare on Elm Street so much. Like, I love those movies. The Evil Dead. I love the Evil Dead series. Like, big fan of Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell. Like, I love those movies. Those are like the main ones Oh, I really like Terrifier. I know that's very divisive, but I really like the Terrifier movies. That's like a newer series favorite that I really liked. Favorite horror trope, I already mentioned. Congrats on your run. You're brave to do a half marathon. I'm working my up to 10K. Slowly but surely. Any advice? Slowly. Work it slowly. Follow a training plan. Also, don't like beat yourself up if you don't meet that training goal for that day. Because I would beat myself up about it, but it's like, it's more of a guideline, not a mandate. So if you're not feeling X amount of miles, or if you're just like, you're out there running and it's like, oh, I have like 3 miles to go, I really don't feel like it, don't force it. Like, you're still getting out there getting mileage, and if you don't hit it every single time, that's okay. Take it slow, take it easy, do what feels right. What is your favorite book of all time? So glad I found your channel. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. My favorite book of all time. Because I saw this question earlier and I'm just like, oh my god. This is where I talk about some of my all-time favorites, so if you want to take a look at that, I'll probably update this sometime in the next couple years. Videos from that off the top of my head: Shadow of the Wind, The Goldfinch, The Adventures of Cavalier and Clay by Michael Chabon is like, I love that. The Robber Bride by Margaret Atwood, Cat's Eye by Margaret Atwood I really like. That's what I can think of off the top of my head. I don't think I have one definitive favorite. Oh, Pillars of the Earth. I would say like that stacks high above the rest, but I also haven't reread that in over a decade. So that could change. I could feel differently about it, but I doubt it. That book to me is perfect. What are your favorite horror movies? Favorite horror books? I'm looking for something that's going to legitimately scare me without being gross. Okay. Favorite horror movies. Actually, I will link my letterbox down below if you're curious. But I have my horror favorites list. Horror faves. Just to name a few. 28 Days Later, Candyman, The Thing is probably my favorite. I'm tying that with Rosemary's Baby as my two favorites. Rosemary's Baby and The Thing, hands down. The Exorcist, Silence of the Lambs, Alien, Psycho, Suspiria. You'll see a lot of 80s horror. Like, I love 80s and late 70s horror. Interview with the Vampire, Saint Maud, Antichrist, House of the Devil, Evil Dead, Hell House, Omen, The Witch. I love Robert Eggers. Nosferatu, The Witch, The Lighthouse, The Shining, The Changeling, Sunshine. Like, yeah, all here. Hereditary, Midsommar. Like, I don't know. I love a lot of horror movies. Will you ever consider doing a Patreon? Okay, this is the last question. I have considered it if I hit a certain subscriber count. I hit 10K, but I don't know. I think doing one video every week or bi-weekly is the most I can do right now. I have a full-time job that is really draining, and honestly, making content alongside of that, it's like a part-time job, and I love doing it. I love the videos I've done, and I love gabbing with you all so much, and I wish it was my full-time job, but unfortunately it's just not. I can't support myself with it. The thing about Patreon, like, I would love to do it, it's just I feel like I don't have more content to give at this present moment. Like I said, like, the one video a week or bi-weekly is the most I can do right now on top of life and work, and I want that to be different. So if there is a massive want of a Patreon or a paid type of membership, let me know down below. I would like to get some type of idea and do that. Like, I would love to do a book club, or like I have ideas for like merch too that could be really fun. So yeah, currently maybe I could do it, but I think the biggest way you could support me right now is by donating to my marathon. Donation goal for a live rescue, it's all gonna go to them down below. Or there's like the little, what's it called? Oh my god, it's on the screen. Hold on, why am I blinking on it? Let me click on one, sorry. There's the little thanks button down below. You could also support me that way too, but currently a Patreon, maybe. If there's a big want of it, I will consider it and like plan it out, but right at this present moment, not yet. It is definitely something I've entertained, but thank you so much for wanting to support me more. That is it. Yeah, thank you all so much for submitting questions. I hope this helps you get to know me a little more and my life. I want to thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart. This is just like a fun little creative project that I started when I felt like my creative juices were really empty, drained, and this was such a fun outlet for me. I read a ton and like to talk about books. I love to talk about books. I love to talk about media. And for people to respond to that and want to be here and subscribe to me and support me, it means the world, because this is really fun and I love doing it. So thank you all so much. Thank you so much for clicking. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll have a new video for you soon. Bye!